Hello, I welcome you all to today's lesson discussing Social Studies for JHS1. Social Studies for JHS1. In our previous week, we have been looking at uses of land in our community. We've looked at some terms associated with the use of land. We've looked at layouts and its benefits. We've looked at how to prepare a good layout. Then we also looked at natural disasters. We looked at some disasters that are caused by nature or some disasters that happen naturally, and we look at some causes of these disasters and their effects. This week we are starting with a new topic, which is production in Ghana, and we'll be looking at the introduction to production in Ghana. And that we are discussing factors of production. It's me, Ephraim K. Akapo, your facilitator as usual. By the end of the lesson, the student will be able to explain production, describe the factors of production, and then mention the forms of production. But the forms of production will be treated into details in the subsequent lessons. Production as defined. Production is the process by which goods and services are created to meet human needs. And so the process where goods are manufactured and then service is rendered to meet the needs of society is referred to as production. So, how shoes are made for us to get shoes to wear, the process of making cars for us to get cars to use, the process by which buildings are put up, the process by which crops are planted or cultivated, the process by which knowledge is impacted through classroom education and other sources of schooling, all forms part of production. And the resources that are needed for production are so many. These resources collectively are called factors of production. So the raw material that is used, the people that do the work, the machinery that are used, the land and plant, factory at which these materials or these goods are produced, the school building, the teachers, the banking hall, the bankers, everything that is used in the process of rendering service or manufacturing goods is what we call the factors of production. And these factors of production can be classified into four main factors. And so, production, we are saying, involves combination of certain inputs or raw materials. And these inputs are called the factors of production. Like I said earlier, there are basically four factors that should be combined in their right manner at the right cost to make a good production. And these factors are land, labor, capital, and then entrepreneur. Entrepreneur could be a businessman or a businesswoman, or a group of businessmen or a group of businesswomen. Let's take these factors one after the other and look at what they actually are. Land as a factor of production includes all natural resources on the land as well as those in the earth crust. The airspace, the climate, the water bodies are all classified as land in production. So all the natural pre-existing um, resources that are used are classified as land. So the rivers, the climate, the lagoons, the sea, the land itself, the airspace, all of these are classified as land when it comes to factors of production. Then when we talk about labor, labor refers to the human capabilities or efforts that are used in the production. Labor can be divided into two, that is skilled labor and unskilled labor. So it includes skilled and unskilled human capacity. And when we talk about skilled and unskilled human capacity, we are looking at the ability of laborers, cleaners, doctors, teachers, etc. All of these constitute labor. So the physical strength of the person and the intellectual ability of the person that is put to work in the course of production is what we call labor. And so, in the course of production, labor receives wage or pay on his contribution. And that is why when people work, they are paid. Machines are not paid. Machines are bought for the work. Buildings or plants are not paid. Such things are investments that are made so that the production can take place. But as for labor, labor is paid for every effort he contributes towards the work. And so with this, we can say that labor is generally the human efforts that come into the production process. Okay. Then we can also talk about capital. When we mention capital, we are looking at all the material resources and financial resources that are organized by the businessman to make a production. All the material resources, all the tools, all the equipment, all the machines, the buildings, the computers, the tables, the chairs, the money, which is also known as liquid capital. All form capital. So from the building in which the work is taking place, the tables that are used for the work, the tools, the equipment, the machines, all these, and the money that is used for the production is called capital. Capital is one of the most important factors of production. Then if you have a capital, you have the labor, you have the land, and you don't have somebody who is ready to take the risk to put all these things together and invest their money. Then there can't be a production. There should be someone who is ready to invest their money, their time, and other resources, that is in taking the risk to invest or taking the risk to create a business and take responsibility for it. The person that take the risk for gathering and organizing the capital to be used by labor to till the land or work in it to produce goods and services is who we call the entrepreneur. And that person can be referred to as a businessman or woman. So all the factors of production are equally important. If you have all the necessary resources and there is no entrepreneur, then how does production take place? If there is an entrepreneur and this entrepreneur doesn't have capital, how does he gather the labor and the land? If there is a land and there is capital and the entrepreneur doesn't have a labor force, people to do the work, how does a business run to produce goods and services? That cannot be possible. And so each of the four factors of production are very, very important. Basically, there are three main forms of production which we'll be discussing in our subsequent lessons. And these are primary production, secondary production, and then tertiary production. In our next lesson, we'll be discussing these three forms of production in sequence, one after the other. But until then, answer these questions to test your knowledge on the lesson discussed today. Stay safe and keep learning. Bye bye.